Alright, welcome to Drazana Station. A more wretched hive of scum and villainy you'll not find on this side of the galaxy. Wait, I think I'm getting my properties mixed up. Either way, this place is like Quarks, except so much worse. But, apparently we need to go here, so let's do it. Is this really all the faster we can go? Tovin, give the engine some juice. Okay, it's not much better, but it's a little bit.
Welcome to Trozana. You're cleared for docking. We have everything you need for shore leave, and a few things that you didn't even know you wanted. Shopping, drinking, dining, entertainment. You'll find it all here. And don't forget the 77th rule of acquisition. If you break it, I'll charge you for it.
Oh, thank you so much for informing me ahead of time. I hate Ferengi. Alright, Tovin, bring us in. Alright, welcome to Drazana Station. The faster we get out of here, the happier I'm going to be. So where is our contact? We're looking for a Commander Tamara. Somewhere in here. I don't know. That's a nervous Ferengi. But I need someone with pointy ears. Well, you look you're up to no good. Commander Tamara, I presume.
Was there something you needed?
Yeah, I got some Tal Shiar files here, and I need your opinion.
Tal Shiar files? I'm sure there's a good story behind how you came into possession of these. Let's see what you have.
There is, in fact, not a good story. It's a very long, tedious, boring story with a bad ending.
What sort of information do you need? Personally, I'd regard anything given to you by a Tal Shiar operative with suspicion. They are masters of misinformation and misdirection.
You don't say. I noticed. Can you just look at them?
We can do that. Show me what you have and what parts of them are troubling you.
Well, I mean, I already went through and cleaned everything up. I don't know what else I need. But, sure.
I've seen some interesting works of fiction, but nothing that compares to this. Deton and Lortrix working together? On a Romulan mining colony? I don't think so. Can you see Deton in a dilithium mine? And Lortrix was storing weapons for Deton? Why? There have to be better places we can stash supplies than in an enemy colony. And this section about Deton working with Starfleet to target colonies for terrorist attacks is ridiculous. Neither Deton or the Federation would do such a thing. I'm detecting that sections of the file have been altered. That's probably why it reads like a bad spy story.
Well, obviously it's been altered. I went through and altered it myself. You know, changing it back.
According to my records, Deton was in contact with Starfleet, but he was talking to them about which colonies needed agricultural aid. And there were weapons on Chaltok, as you well know. But not only were they making weapons for the Hirogen, they were targeting Romulan militia targets, including the flotilla. Now, I didn't realize that Lortrix and Deton knew each other, but apparently they do. They interacted once during negotiations during a workers' strike at a Romulan mining facility. It's funny how people from such different worlds and outlooks can interact.
Oh, wait, I remember Chaltok now. That was the snowy planet that I hated. Yes, they did have a lot of weapons. I still don't think they could have hit the flotilla, though, from where they were. Alright, so, can you do a little bit of work on that?
Deton was talking to the Federation about colonies near our borders, but it wasn't to target them for attack. It was to discern which ones had the greatest need for agricultural assistance. A lot of the newer colonies are having a rough time trying to establish themselves. Deton believes that the more prosperous colonies have a responsibility to help support others. That's why he was talking to the Federation. He was asking if they would be willing to assist as well. Unfortunately, once the rumor of terrorist attacks entered the mix, the Federation Council broke off aid talks.
Uh-huh. You know I'm aligned with the Klingons, right? The Klingons would not go with this strong should be helping the weak. Pretty sure the Klingons would just say let the weak die.
And I'm not surprised that Lortrix was aiming weapons at our targets. Although I don't think he was doing so at the request of the Hirogen. The Tal Shiar has a way of getting into everything, and we know that they were monitoring that colony. The Tal Shiar operative could have manipulated Lortrix into aiming some of the weapons at Romulan Republic targets. If they were fired, then we'd lose big, and a neutral colony would be blamed for the attack.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they could have reached the flotilla.
Also, I think it was a coincidence that Deton and Lortrix were acquainted. Lortrix once worked for the Riemann Mining Cooperative, but he wasn't exactly a model employee. In fact, he was one of the leaders of a strike that turned violent. The Riemanns brought in a group of negotiators to help end the crisis. Deton was one of the people they invited. He helped negotiate a settlement, and Lortrix was one of the representatives of the workers during those negotiations. I doubt they've ever spoken to one another again once the strike ended.
Well, I know they're not going to now. So, what do you think about what they did?
I think the Tal Shiar are conducting quite an effective smear campaign against Deton and our movement. It's our responsibility to see through their deceptions.
I don't even know if it's that effective or efficient. And who's going to believe this? All right, take a look at this.
We can do that. Show me. I'm detecting several abnormalities in this file. It looks like portions of it have been altered. We should corroborate these reports in order to determine which facts are actually true and which are Tal Shiar fabrications.
No kidding. Just read it.
Here's what we know and can confirm from our files. Deton did smuggle crates to Virenot before the attack on your colony, but they were carrying ship parts, not weapons.
So I learned.
And he did more to help the colony without drawing excess attention. It was our group that helped your people get the water reclamation equipment they needed to support a healthy population. And yes, we spent a great deal of time and money gathering information about both the Federation and the Klingon Empire. But we're not planning an attack. Why would we? Instead, we're gathering all the intel we can about the political...
Wait, what happened to the lights?
Both factions.
Everything went blue. Okay, there goes the lights again. Never mind. Do continue.
Deton has been working with colony leaders for years, including the Maori and others at Virenot. However, since the Empress and the Tal Shiar often retaliate against people who are friendly to our movement, in the past, we've tried to keep those contacts as quiet as possible. Your colony had some talented engineers who were willing to help flotilla ships. Deton provided crates full of ship parts, smuggled from other friendly settlements. Your engineers repaired Allied ships who needed help. But Deton is a man of peace. I can't ever see him wanting to smuggle weapons, especially not to a civilian site.
You know, I'm one of those talented engineers. And I have blown up a lot of ships since I left Virenat.
Of course, because the people at Virenot risked their safety to help our ships, Deton helped them in return. One of the ways the Tal Shiar keeps control over colony worlds is by denying or diverting needed supplies. Before the attack, Virenot's population had outgrown its water treatment capabilities. They tried to acquire another water filtration unit, but were blocked by lost shipments, denied paperwork, and other bureaucratic hassles.
I hate bureaucratic
It could have meant
hassles.
disease and deprivation for your people. So the Maori reached out to Deton. He provided the water reclamation equipment Virenot needed, and even helped the colonists conceal it so it couldn't be damaged in a convenient accident.
Well, how nice of them.
And yes, we do spend a great deal of time and effort gathering intel on both Starfleet and Klingon Empire, but we're not studying their defenses. We're learning about their political climates. Our relationships with the Klingons and Starfleet are still very fragile. They're being strengthened by people like you. But a shift in attitudes on the High Council or the Federation Council could mean disaster for us. The more we know about what's happening, the better we can react to it.
I will agree with that, but I honestly think that I'm being a really good ambassador to the Klingons. I mean, they like me. It's mostly because we blow stuff up together.
I'm not saying that Deton is a complete innocent. None of us are. The political information could be used to sway decisions in our favor. The ship part and water reclamation equipment were smuggled illegally. But you have to look at the intent behind Deton's actions. He's trying to help people, not tear them down.
Alright, would you look at a last file for me?
We can do that. Show me what you have and what parts of them are troubling you.
I need you to look at this King Kuthanza file. I also need you to tell me how to properly pronounce that.
Huh. I didn't realize that the Tal Shiar had transferred prisoners to the Kinkuthanza system penal colony. Probably because there isn't a penal colony in the Kinkuthanza system. That's not the only discrepancy I'm detecting in this file. There's distinct signs of tampering. We need to figure out what they altered, and why.
Well, thank you for telling me how to pronounce that. At least I got it right.
Here's what I know. Most Tal Shiar prisoners fall off the grid completely. We don't know where they're taken, or what's being done to them, and that troubles Deton a great deal. We have, however, heard of a Tal Shiar facility called Installation 18 that appears to be a holding facility. Some prisoners would likely be taken there.
They were.
As far as I know, your friend's sister has never been in the Theban system, much less been captured there. We did lose a militia ship there a few weeks ago, and one of my agents, Sub-Commander Avron, is still in Tal Shiar custody. Avron was trying to steal supplies from a Tal Shiar convoy when he was captured. It was risky, but they had critical supplies we couldn't get any other way.
Should have sent me. I'd have blown up all the ships and stolen all their cargo. We'd be really good pirates. I'm just saying, we could easily be pirates.
We don't know what the Tal Shiar is doing with their prisoners, but a lot more people are missing than we can account for. We have, however, found several references to a place called Installation 18. We're still tracking down where this facility is and what they're doing there. But we know that prisoners are taken there for an unknown purpose.
Wait, you don't know where it is? Maybe we haven't been there. Okay, well, maybe we'll find it.
Rina Kev hasn't shown up on any of our lists of the missing, but I have found references to someone with that name being a crew member on a cargo transport. As far as I know, the ship she was working on has never been to the Theban system. But if your friend can't find her, I'd be concerned. The Tal Shiar has a nasty habit of making people disappear. We did lose a ship in the Theban system recently, a small scout vessel. Its commander was one of my agents, and we have confirmed that Sub-Commander Avron is being held in Tal Shiar custody.
Well, now see, that's more than we knew before. Now at least we know that Renikev was on a transport, or a cargo vessel, or something like that. That's interesting. Because finding a person is hard. Finding a ship is a lot easier.
Sub-Commander Avron was there doing reconnaissance for me. Tal Shiar convoys passed through that region of space, and there was one convoy that had vital supplies we need. The plan was a long shot at best, but Avron knew the risks when he took the assignment. Now that Avron is in custody and the convoy has made it safely to its destination, all we can do is try to figure out how to soldier on without the components that were in those ships.
Well, I mean, we'll keep an eye out. Maybe we'll find Avron somewhere.
Did Deton know about the plan to attack a Tal Shiar convoy? Yes. Does that make us criminals and terrorists? That's something you're going to have to decide for yourself.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm all on board to be pirates. So far, we're pretty good at this.
We can do that. Show me what you have and what parts of them are troubling you.
So what's your overall opinion on this?
We're fighting for our independence and the future of the Romulan race. We're short on supplies and allies and beset by enemies that see nothing wrong with murder, torture, and kidnapping. And they call us the terrorists.
Well, yeah.
We've had to make some difficult decisions. Some of them have led us down roads that none of us wanted to take. But nothing we've done is anything as terrible as what the Tal Shiar is accusing Deton of doing. There are no innocents in a war, and that includes Deton. At least his motivations are clear. And I can't see what the Tal Shiar has to gain by framing him for these crimes.
Well, discrediting him, of course. And if they can discredit him enough to enough people inside the Romulan Republic, and no one will follow him, then there you go. There's no more Romulan Republic. You cut off the head and the body dies. Anyway, thank you.
Captain, Charva's convinced that these files are genuine. She wouldn't be pushing us this hard otherwise. We need to sit down and show her the discrepancies we've discovered, preferably in front of a Tal Shiar computer, so we can open her eyes to the truth.
Okay. So what are you suggesting?
If we contact her and say we're ready to join the Tal Shiar, but we need to discuss these files first, maybe she'll take us somewhere where we can prove to her that she's been lied to. There's a subspace communications hub in the lounge on Drozana Station's observation level that we can use to contact Charva.
The observation level? This place has an observation level? What are they observing? Wait, is this the observation level? There's nothing over here worth observing. Don't need that. What about this computer? Yeah, I can use this. Hold on, let me just patch this in.
I wasn't expecting to hear from you so soon. Are you ready to join the Tal Shiar?
Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
I take it that everything I provided checked out to your satisfaction?
Kinda.
That's a fair request. The Tal Shiar maintains a clandestine network of satellites throughout the quadrant. There's a listening post that's part of this network in the Aja system. It's near your current position and off the trade routes, so we should be able to meet privately. It's also connected to the rest of the Tal Shiar network, so we can go over the data in detail. I'm glad you've seen the light. You're joining the right side.
I'm sure we are. Or at least the winning side. Before we leave Drozana Station, we should consult Commander Tamara. She might have more information. Why? It's a listening post. And anything that we come across there, we can easily blow up. So I'm not exactly worried unless they're going to throw, like, the entire Romulan Empire at us. What? You got a problem? Because we will go right now. I'm in a bad mood. Alright, so she wants to meet.
Was there something you needed?
Yep, do you know anything about the Aja system?
It's remote and has little strategic value. If you're planning some shore leave after this is over, I'd suggest you go to Ryza instead.
Not what I was looking for, but I'll take that as good advice. Anyway, the Aja system?
I can tell you, you're probably flying into a trap. The Tal Shiar invests a great deal of time and effort to spin a web of lies. They don't look favorably on people who try to expose them for what they are. If you're going to go, at least take some backup.
I don't have backup. Can you contact the Klingons for me instead?
That won't be too difficult. You've made a lot of friends.
Yeah, I have.
Send out a subspace burst if you need some assistance in the Aza system. They'll be waiting for your signal.
Awesome. Also, if you run into any roadblocks, talk to Gadan. He's proven himself to be a worthy ally. Wait, who is Gadan? I don't know. I don't remember. At any rate, it's time for us to get out of here. So, off to the Aja system.
Captain, we're detecting another ship in the system. It's Charva's ship, the IRW Aethra. They're signaling to us that Charva has already beamed over to the listening post, and that you and I should join her. But they say only us. We can't take a full away team.
I'm not too worried about that. I mean, for starters, have you seen our away team? I mean, Unicorn does pretty good, but everyone else is kinda... Let's just take us in. Alright, Tovin, you ready?
I hope we're able to make Charva see reason. She doesn't seem willing to accept that Tal Shiar is at the root of many of the problems of the Romulan people. It's not going to be easy to convince her.
Probably not. But I mean, worst case scenario, we can just shoot her, right? Alright, Charva. Let's talk.
I am so glad to hear that you are considering my offer of joining the Tal Shiar. They offer safety and stability to all Romulans. You will not regret your decision.
I'm sure we will. Tovin and I would like to work more closely, but we need to go over some information.
I cannot blame you for wanting to do your due diligence. Seeing as you are about to join our ranks, I do not think the Tal Shiar would mind if we took a look at some of the intelligence files used to generate the reports I gave you. Just do not tell any of my superiors that we did this. You do not have clearance yet.
Of course not. Well, she's excited. Should I be watching the big screen?
This cannot be right.
What?
It appears as if some of the information that was included in the report I gave you does not line up with what is here. Several of the facts have been changed either here or in the report, and the results skew any conclusions that could be drawn.
No. How could they? So how's it going? You liking this?
But I thought,
You thought a lot of things.
these recordings don't line up with the report either. What's going on here? Who could have tampered with this evidence?
Gee, I don't know. Could have been you.
Has this file been tampered with?
They've all been tampered with.
This is the same story as the others. This evidence doesn't match the report I shared with you. You knew about this, didn't you? That's why you had me look at these files. Did you alter this data to make me look bad? Are you trying to sabotage my career with the Tal Shiar?
Maybe. Wait, I heard transporters. That's far enough. Oh, we're flanked. Oh, this is not good.
We were sent here by Commander Morris to take you into custody. You are accused of undermining the Romulan Empire and crimes unbefitting of a Romulan. Tovan Kev, you are accused of aiding a known fugitive and conspiring against the Tal Shiar. Charva, you are relieved of command of your ship, pending the outcome of a court-martial. If you're lucky, that's all that will happen to you for betraying the Tal Shiar.
I'm gonna go ahead and take a third option. Tovin. Ah, grenades! Alright, well, he's vaporized. And so is he. I mean, if you vaporize them, it really saves in the cleanup.
We need to get out of here and return to our ship before the Tal Shiar send any more troops down here. Charva, you should come with us. You won't be safe with the Tal Shiar.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Unicorn, prepare the brig.
I've been informed by my Tal Shiar superiors that you and Charva are now to be considered enemies of the state. My orders are to apprehend you, alive if possible, but dead will work almost as well. Surrender, and I will be merciful to your crew. Resist, and let their deaths be on your head.
I have a counter proposal. Why don't you surrender to me, and I will be merciful. We will take you alive if possible, but dead will work almost as well. And if you don't, then the deaths of your crew will be on your head. Fair? Fair. Tovin. Oh my. Tovin, we may need to leave.
If you insist, how about a fleet of Tal Shiar warships? Will that convince you to surrender? Think of your crew. Spare them the pain and suffering this meaningless gesture will cause.
Oh, that's right. We have friends too. Oh, Klingons! Our friends of the Empire have checked in. They'll decloak at your signal. Send the signal! All power to weapons, Tovin, go! We need to put some space between us and them. And Unicorn, start firing. This is going to get ugly. Alright, Tovin, bring us around 180, Unicorn. Double torpedoes. Alright, tactical teams, focus on shield distribution. Tovin, bring us around. 5-5. Unicorn, big torpedoes. Well, multiple torpedoes. We don't have big torpedoes. Alright, shield distribution to starboard. Need more distribution on the starboard side. Transport team, bring in supplies. There's a warbird right in front of us. Unicorn, target. Tovin, bring us around. 9-0 on my mark. Mark. Continue course. Alright, get us away. The IRW Aethra, Charva's ship. Take it out. Unicorn as soon as you're in range. Never mind. Unicorn, take out that Dideridex. Bye-bye. Alright, Tovin, bring us around 270. Unicorn. Fire at will. One target left.
Captain, Subcommander Nadell is commanding the RRW Dehu. She has requested to transport Charva aboard so she can be taken to the proper authorities.
Maybe. We could always keep her, though. What would we do with her, though? I don't know. We can't just keep her in the brig the whole time. Alright, we'll let him have her. Tovin, bring us in range. Unicorn, go ahead and beam her over.
Welcome aboard. Is this the Tal Shiar prisoner?
Yep, this is Charva.
This way, please. I'll leave you to it.
Sorry it came to this, but, I mean...
No, they're doing what they can for our people. I was the one who failed to live up to their expectations. And you were the one who steered me wrong, just like Deton has done to you.
If you say so. Anyway, enjoy your new accommodations. You'll be here for a long time.
Captain, Charva was a close friend, and we couldn't even convince her of our cause. We need to find something substantial to expose the Tal Shiar.
You have a suggestion? Maybe a billboard?
Charva's alive, but I expect she's going to face a lot of questions from intelligence. But if we couldn't change her mind, what'll it take to convince the Romulan people? How do we gather the proof we need? For now, we've done all we can. I recommend we leave the system before any Tal Shiar reinforcements arrive.
That's actually probably a good idea. Tovin, take us out. Alright, Sub-Commander
You've
Nadell.
done commendable work exposing the duplicitous nature of the Tal Shiar, but there is still more work to be done in order to actually discover what they've been up to. It's a shame that Charva is resisting our efforts to turn her to our cause. Perhaps with enough time, she'll see the Tal Shiar for the traitors to the Romulan people that they really are. In any event, you are proving to be a formidable addition to this fleet.
Well, yeah. It's a good thing, too, otherwise I would have been dead a long time ago.
Time is short.
Congratulations.
Alright, well, we're done with that. We've dealt with Charva, and now she is behind a force field. Where we go next, I'm not sure. We have options. Secrets in Nimbus, the inside job, or the voice of the voiceless. If you have an opinion on where we should be going next, go ahead and leave that in the comments. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to pick one randomly. And I'm fine with that. Yeah, either way. But that's it for now, and it's been a long time, so I'm excited to get off of here for a bit. Anyway, if you're enjoying what I'm doing, make sure that you subscribe, because we do one of these every week, and you want to be here for it, because you're enjoying it. That's why I just told you to subscribe. If you'd like to be a part of our crew, we do have more spaces open on the bridge, okay? More spaces. So, do comment. Do join us on the bridge. We need more than just red shirts whenever we go down for the away team. It's like I was telling Tovin. We have an away team, but they kind of suck. So we definitely need more there. Don't forget that if you know someone else who likes Star Trek, or likes stories, or just likes to be involved, make sure that you share this video with them. Because I want to see them too. And you. I want to see both of you back here next time for more Star Trek Online. And until that time, take care.